Capilo mi dado capivo. Ja vidovim, ja bogavim, domina ja vidovim na to. Ja vidovim, ja bogavim, domina ja vidovim na to. Ja vidov ja, dom ja vidov, ja vidovim na dom ja vidov. Domina nada vidovira, gotovja pio, dovavio, ja bilo mi dado capivo. Ja vidovim, ja bogavim, domina ja vidovim na to. Ja vidovim, ja bogavim, domina ja vidovim na to. Ja vidov ja, dom ja vidov, ja vidovim na dom ja vidov. Domina nada vidovira, gotovja pio, dovavio, ja bilo mi dado capivo. ja pilomina noga biva. Ja vidovim, ja bogavim, domina ja vidovina to. Ja vidovim, ja bogavim, domina ja vidovina to. Ja vidov ja, dom ja vidov, ja vidovina dom ja vidov. Domina nada vidovira, gotovja pio, dovavio, ja pilomina noga biva. Ja vidovim, ja bogavim, domina ja vidovina to. Ja vidovim, ja bogavim, domina ja vidovina to. Ja vidov ja, dom ja vidov, ja vidovina dom ja vidov. Domina nada vidovira, gotovja pio, dovavio, ja pilomina noga biva.
Good morning, let's get to it. I forgot to do my introduction. Whoops. Oh well. Let's get. There we go. There we go. Hello, everybody. This is Rick. Welcome back to the stream. Hope this was a fantastic day in the world. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome back for more painting. The chill, relaxing, and a chill, relaxing painting time with you. Oh, alright. I need to wake up. Oh, I went to bed late. Again. Just keeps getting better and better for me because I keep going. I'll go to bed early today. I'll go to bed early tonight and get home, still extremely tired. Look at my models and go, let's play some more. I'm still tired though, but okay. I ate my breakfast. Now I'm currently drinking my coffee. I'm happy. But still got a bit of work to do. These boys are this first squad of boys is almost done. So let's just get into it. All right. I have been really enjoying a lot of the I have been enjoying the faction packs, but also at the same time I have been questioning them. Just look at them going, why is it that way and not this way? Wait, why is that this much DP and what I don't know. I don't know yet. Things just oh, did I forget a brown strap? I did in fact forget a brown strap. Oh, I'll get that here. And one of the detachments that actually surprised me the most, that had to be the disposition that was the orks detachment Warhorse. I was more or less expecting that one to be sort of purge the foe, but no. Apparently, it's taken hold. I'm just like, wait, hold on, what, why is a kill detachment a taken hold detachment? That one doesn't really make sense. That really does not make sense to me. A lot of the others are kind of understandable, but that one, I don't know. When I looked at the Tyrannid stuff, I looked at that and went, I'm sad that Invasion Fleet is 3DP, but at the same time, I guess it's understandable. It is one of the more balanced armies or detachments, or more powerful, but at the same time, there's subterranean assault. That one was completely expected to be 3DP. But I almost feel like in this edition, they kind of just took subterranean and just took it up back. Especially with the whole increased charge stuff. Because now, you don't need a 6 to charge, you need a 7. Because you could deploy within from the hole within 9 of the hole made by your worms, and but outside of 6 of an enemy unit. So all you need to do is bang out a 6-inch charge and boom, you're in. Now the charge is harder. They are much harder to make now. Unending Swarm, though, that one's still kind of dead. They're not fixing anything from that attachment. Yeah, nothing from that detachment's getting fixed. So that one's still basically a dead detachment. Oh. So kind of saddening. But, oh well. All the rest of the factions, though, I'm not too familiar with. Orks a little bit, Eldari a little bit, Necrons a little bit. Not by a lot. Like, I'm familiar with them. I think I've played against all of them at least once. Yeah, I played against all of them at least once. But I don't have an inkling on how they officially work. Alright, was you that had you? Yeah, you. Okay. But I am actually excited to start working on doing some list building. So I'm fairly happy about that. Because building the list now I actually feel like you're building for a purpose. There's a reason that you can build this list this way now. Okay. Yeah, they actually feel thematic now. Comparatively to 10th edition, where it's literally just like, okay, I'm gonna put all my best kill units into one squad and make a majority of it, and then another majority of units to do actions. This one or the other, really. Unless your disposition is like, hey, we do a mixed match. Okay, like I guess I'm doing half and half, or maybe the disposition is I do half actions, I do mostly actions. So okay. Oh, excuse me, sorry. So from what I'm seeing, though, the two dispositions that are actually the easiest to understand is Take and Hold and Purge the Foe, which in all honesty both are kind of very simple, but I think I'd rather do Purge the Foe because Take and Hold feels a bit boring. So yeah, there's that. Oh well. That's my only. So far, that's my only complaint. And I put way too much metallic. Huh. No. I gotta go around and do paint up areas that I missed anyway, so I can do this is fine. Alright. Whoops. You up for the time being. How about the black metallic? I'll eventually have to get back to his teeth. I actually completely forgot to do that, but oh well, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll get back to that.
Do 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 do. Also, I gotta refill my cup of coffee here because coffee, I love coffee. Coffee. As for all, yeah, as for all the other, like I said, as for all the other factions, I wouldn't be able to give a good thoughts on. Unfortunately. Do. That one was a touch tedious on the inside of that thing. But anyways, today is the Chaos faction. And then tomorrow, it's the Imperium. So, but there's only really one faction that I'm actually interested in looking at tomorrow, and that's Emperor's Children. And then Thursday, it's the Sisters. That's really all the only ones I'm really particularly interested in. Do. I'm gonna go refill my coffee real quick, chat. And take a quick stretch. So, BRB. As for detachment combinations that I'm actually kind of that I'm interested in working out, Tyranids, like that's actually kind of up in the air, really. I'm actually looking into trying out like Vanguard in Bio Warriors, Assimilation Swarm with Norn detachment, maybe. Or even the Assimilation Swarm of the Bio Warriors. Like, the Bio Warriors is the one that actually feels like it's going to be the most popular. That one feels like it's going to be the most popular. But yeah, the sad part is though that the detachment used to give the unit, the Tyranid Prime / Warrior unit 5-up pinbombs. Now they changed it to model. So before, what you could do is literally just take a Prime and stick it in with a group of Formagants, and everybody would get 5-up pinballs. Now that's no longer the case. It's just the model, so just the Prime and the Warriors would get the 5-up pinball. A bit unfortunate, but not much else I can really do on that front. But all's good, all's well. Alright, that will actually get healed. But my big guess though for today is that Coterie for Emperor's Children will actually end up being 3 points because it is by far the best attachment in that one. The other, everything else is more than likely going to be 2. If there's any other EC detachment that's going to be 3, I have no idea, and I will be baffled if there's more than Coterie. That's going to be 3. Just absolute flabbergasted. Like, I don't see how any of the other armies could, any other detachments could be 3. Especially since none of them are really played. But as for like the detachments that will get played of the 1 DP, it's more so going to end up being the battle line detachment for certain. Maybe the Terminator detachment. I don't know. That one's a nippy, but I like it. The one I don't see played, see getting played much, unless the other enhancements and stratagems in that detachment make up for everything, is the flawless blade detachment. That one just doesn't feel good. That one just feels kind of very mediocre. And I mean very mediocre. I'm gonna give all my flawless blades fights first in an edition where fights first is kind of bad. Whoa. So basically, you just gave the detachment no army rule. Gotcha. Gotcha. Enhancements are alright, though. They're alright. They actually give some decent bonuses for the flawless blades, but so far it's just flawless blades that are getting any form of buff from that. They're like, it not really helping the detachment at all. It's not really helping the army at all, because it's for a single unit. Though the same argument could actually be said for the battle line detachment and the Terminator detachment, but that they at least help out with things. They actually give a decent beneficial rule for them instead of just fights first. Fights first is, but like I said, pretty much dead. Yeah, fights first and 10th edition is pretty much dead. So, or 11th edition is pretty much dead. Which is unfortunate. So now to make it any good, you basically have to hold up 2 CP to threaten your opponent, saying, hey, after your first fight, you have to decide who you want to fight with first. Because one of these 2 units is going to end up fighting next. So you literally have to have, like, multiple units with the fights first. Or just not have it at all. If it was 10th edition rule set for the fights first, that would be an insane that would be an insane thing to have. Insane detachment. Because it would in fact make Flawless Blades very played. But whoops. Whoops. I put the wrong lid on the wrong. I put the wrong lid on the paint. And with the other two detachments, gives battle line units +1 strength, +1 AP on the charge. If I recall correct. Yeah. If I recall correct. Let me double check that. Let me double check my facts because I don't want to give false information. No, just +1 strength, but that's still really good because like your battle line is pretty much your driving force, followed by noise marines and the new defiler and the. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. And it has armor contempt for battle line, so basically run 3 units of battle line and a couple units of battle line, defiler, a couple units of noise marines, and a couple demon princes, and you basically have an army. You know, let me put that into current, because using the current points, which I don't think is going to remain anywhere close to this once points actually hit. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, like 2 Demon Princes, 3 Lord Exaltants. So that's the 3 Infractors, probably a couple Tormentors. Certain for like action economy. At least a Rhino. And then a Defiler and a couple Noise Marines. And then you basically have an army. Yeah, you basically have an army. I unfortunately don't have a defiler, not yet anyways. Eventually I'll have a defiler. Right now, no defiler for me. I wish. I want a freaking defiler. At least one. Because I know they're going to go up in points, so I'm not worried about having like multiple. Defiler. It'd be nice if I had 2. But 1 I would be perfectly fine. Instead, I do not have a defiler. So I'm essentially stuck with what I have. To do. Okay. That's going to be a pretty decent driving force. Oh well. Instead, so the two detachments though that I'm expecting to get played a lot and to only be 2 DP would be Peerless Blazeman and Court of the Phoenician. And I'm expecting Court of the Phoenician, those two to be mixed with the battle line, not detachment. Court of the Phoenician, essentially pick a unit that charged. If a unit charged, you're able to select it and only one against one specific target, unfortunately, but gives them extra AP. Is it strength and AP, or is it just AP? Let me double check my Court of the Phoenician. Strength and AP. As long as no other unit targeted it, so basically the first unit that fights that unit that it charged gets that AP. However, a neat little ruling with that is, that's silver. Steel breaker. With the whole overrun, is you charge 2 units into something. Your first unit can trigger the rule. If that unit dies, you can do the overrun mechanic and go into the unit behind. And with that unit, you can choose to, you're able to actually compile the rule, use the rule, because that unit that now got overrun hasn't been selected to be fought yet by another unit. So even though 2 units charged 1, they're both gonna get it because the other unit overran to a different target. That is definitely something I'm actually kind of excited to do. The other detachment is Peerless Bladesman, which your unit gets either lethals or sustains. If it charged, lethals or sustains if it charged. I'm kind of more inclined to do one or the other, but Brain went dead. Brain went dead. Yeah, Brain went dead. Oh no. Well, it's break time anyways, chat. Break time! Okay, this is something I do every hour of the stream where I simply just step away, take a quick 3 to 5 minute break so I can run a few minutes worth of ads over on my Twitch side, so that way y'all over on Twitch don't get hit with ads during the initial stream itself. So it's be a good time for yourselves to take a quick break, snacky, drink, do what you need to do, and I shall see y'all in the next 3 to 5 minutes as I do the same. BRB. Anyways, all right, let's get to it, chat. Boop, boop. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So y'all know I donate plasma twice a week, and I'm currently on a deferral, which means because my protein level was not high enough to continue. So right now, until my protein level gets back up to snuff, I won't be donating anything. However, once I do get back to donating, my schedule will take a slight shift. So this way I can make things a lot easier for myself, because the way I have been doing it has not been that easy. And I've been kind of things the whole it should make upcoming streams a lot easier. It should make my days off a little bit easier. Letting me have actual time to myself a lot easier. But yeah, essentially the schedule will turn into I stream Saturday through Monday. It will then be off Tuesday, and then Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday, I'll stream, and then off Friday. And then Saturdays and Sundays I may or may not do double streams. Saturdays, it's definitely looking towards that for Saturdays because I'm trying to get my D&D sessions going. There has been a couple of unfortunate events that are happened that's keeping us from getting to it because so now it's on hold. No one's fault really. So I won't go into the events that did happen because they are a bit private. But I may still do double streams, at least on Saturdays. Sundays is a maybe. We don't know. I don't know. Maybe one of those events where I just stream all day on Saturdays or Sundays. All right, there we go. All the steel we need. Copper. Stop. All right, so I'm not. Yes, everything. Yay! All the primer that yay! My favorite primer is back in stock, which is great. Yeah. Yep, nothing's currently out of stock, so that's good. I won't be getting any primer yet. Because right now I'm fine. I have one more. I have like a little tiny bit left in one can of Gracier. And Gracier, no, Gracier is not my favorite primer. The Citadel Gracier is not my favorite primer. It's the Color Forge Ghoul Gray, which is essentially literally the same color. It's just in a bigger can. man, these boys are actually almost ready. 10 o'clock, though, we will actually look into, I'll take a quick look. Or quick look into, the Chaos, faction pack. Perhaps if I'm lucky. I'm gonna actually finish these guys up for me. If I'm lucky. Do 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 do. Hold on. Oop. Nope, not quite there yet. Not quite ready. I don't know if they're going to actually do points as well this week, or if they're gonna save that for next week. They may save that for next week. We'll see. You know what? Since we're here. Chalupa, how's it going? How am I today? I'm doing fantastic. How about you? All right, anything else I would like to offer on him? No? Okay. Working on some Cadians, finishing a battalion box. I got all I wanted for 11th without pre-order. Oh, wow. I wish I was that lucky. But finishing up some Cadians, huh? And the battalion box? Nice. Nice. I'm still on the fence on the next army that I actually want to start for myself. I don't know if I want to do Eldari or Astra Militarum when I get the chance. Right now, I'm pretty busy with painting up my buddy's orks and working on sisters, Tyranids, which Tyranids isn't gonna take long. Might switch to Thousand Suns. Oh, ooh, seems interesting. I have like 69 points painted, including Magnus and a Vortex Beast. Fairly good start, really. Fairly good start. I've still got a long way to go. Sending your Warhound, but I'm also considering sticking to Knights with Titan, sending my Warhound to Canada to be pro-painted and built. Nice. I actually did look at Knights today at my local game store. And I checked the price, and my God, for literally a fraction of the pricing, for I could actually have a fraction of the price of other armies. I could actually have a full 2,000 point army for like $700-800. Like, I did that math and I was absolutely dumbfounded. I'm like, why didn't I start with Knight? I have a few. I have a few builds. I have cough. 18 Knights. Wow, that's a lot of Knights. But hey, there's somehow, weirdly enough, cheaper than most other armies. Which is like, what? What? Why? How? What? Why? Why are you cheaper than most other armies? It's one of the cheapest armies, yes. Well, I was like, but second cheapest to be exact. Which army would be Custodes? Yeah, okay. Kind of what I was thinking. That's kind of what I was thinking. But I think Knights would be my. Okay, so like, but yeah, I was considering Astra Militarum or Eldari. Astra Militarum because hey, World War II aesthetic, and growing up, I used to love the World War II history. Eldari because hey, the Eldari kind of cool, and I accidentally got a codex. Oh, funny story about that. So during one of the last streams by GW, or for one of the tournaments, because they do the whole deadly demise stuff, and you get a codex. I was one of the winners. I was a little late getting my codex, so I like messaged them. I whispered to them, it's like, hey, I'm still waiting on getting my codex. They're like, oh, right, sorry. Sent me a code. Looked at it, went, cool. Put in the code. It was Eldari. When I asked for orks. Even though I know orks are going to get it in a codex later on. And then I realized they sent me another code. Perhaps you would actually like orcs instead. I'm just like, crap. Messing back, I'm like, hey, I put in the wrong code. Anyway, you can I can unredeem that because it was supposed, because I'm thinking it was supposed to be for another winner. And they're like, nope, that's our mistake. Go ahead and keep it. I'm like, okay. And then they sent me orcs, and they had also sent me orcs, so I put that code in too. So like, hey, I got 2 codes for essentially 1 win. So I was pretty baffled by that. I'm like, oh, well, okay then. I guess that's but I think so I was originally considering Eldari and Astronaut Charm, and then I actually looked at the pricings for the knights. I'm like, now I'm really considering knights. I might just do knights. I'm paying $100 for the orcs out of Armageddon. Ooh, nice. I am getting the box too. Getting at the pre-release night essentially in a couple of weeks. Excuse me. And with that I will be going for the Space Marines. My buddy will be going for the orcs. I will be working on all of it because my buddy has a kind of a bad disposition with his thumb, so I'm working on it for him. So essentially, this is my very first commission, these orcs. So yeah, and I really don't mind that at all. All right. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and wash everything. I love my commission painted minis. They mean a lot to you. Yeah, they would for me as well. Alright, so just giving this a nice shade in Agrax Air shade to give it a little bit of a rustic look, because orcs don't really keep their stuff clean, so. I have a FW Creek marshmallow from Ukraine. I picked up pro painted. Lord Solely on is from a streamer, and my Titan is going to be from a streamer. Oh, that's nice. That's awesome. The Titan is going to be in 143rd Creek colors because I'm a huge Astra Militarum player at the moment, and it's a Titan. Nice. All right, man. I'm gonna head out. Nice chat. Yeah, same, and thank you. All good. Nice chatting with you as well. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated. Hope to see you again soon. Anyways, yeah, chat. I am actually very much considering going ahead and getting Titan, or starting to work on Titan. I may just go ahead and get Titans. Not right now, mind you. I've already got a lot on my plate. Maybe later on down the road, or very early on down the road. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do, do-do-do-do, ba-da-da-da. All right, last one. Oh, no, I already did you. Oh, I guess I already did y'all. Okay. And that's it from Sepia for all done. And while these guys are essentially drying, I'm going to actually just start working on the beast boss. Oh wait, there's like a couple, but like, okay, actually no, I can actually continue to work on these guys. In fact, there's like a couple spots that need to get touched up. Anyways. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. do do. Thinking about it. Yeah. Get some sippy on them teeth. Give them some color depth. There you go. There's that. Look at their eyes. I shall need my glasses to. Do, 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 do. There was this video that I actually watched. It was supposed to be, it was a skit about a guy trying to paint eyes. For the life of me, I didn't watch it on my channel. I watched it on somebody else's. And for the life of me, can't seem to find that video. Basically, he took all of these precautions to try and get as close up to the eye as possible. It was a skit, so basically a magnifying glass upon magnifying glass upon magnifying glass. In the end, he still basically just bludgeoned the black on the eyes. Actually, kind of hilarious. Alright. And somebody's hands are not fully done. Yours. There we go. All right, now it's just some dry brushing and then some we'll be back. Matter of fact, actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a break from this now. And I shall go ahead and call a break. And we shall look at some chaos faction stuff. So, this would be a good time for y'all to take yourselves a quick break, snack, eat, drink, and I shall see y'all in the next 3 to 5 minutes. All right, y'all. Let's see what we got. All right, we can turn you off because I'm pretty much done painting today. Let's see what we got. Everything's available. We'll start by looking at the DP and the DP of stuffs. Chaos Space Marine. Wow, the only thing is creations of Violet 3DP? Oh no, Huron's Marauders and Renegade Raiders. Okay, there's two sides of this. Okay. Alright. You know, I was completely expecting the World Leader stuff to be primarily Persephone. There's only 3 of them that are Persephone. The rest are, hey, taking hold, reconnaissance, priority assets, disruption. Okay, that sounds pretty nice. All right. Time to take a look and see how my fears are assuaged. All right. Yep, go to the conceders. Yep. Okay, so yeah, this is what I kind of expect. Only Coterie is 3DP, everything else is 2. Because Coterie is insanely good. Court of the Phoenician, First the Foe, Fearless Bladesman is priority assets. Really? Huh. Interesting. Flash Unchosen is also okay. So this is fairly interesting. We'll take a look at this stuff here in a second. A Death Guard. Also got only one. That's the 3DP. Berlin Victorum. Everything else is 2. Thousand Suns. They got 2 that are 3DP. Rubrique Phalanx and a Grand Coven. And then Chaos Knights. 1 is 3DP. Chaos Demons. 1 is 3DP. Aligning with okay. Aligning with the other factions, these factions, we also have a few questions about the frame keyword that several units have been given in these faction packs. The new keyword groups them together all of the larger miniatures that don't have bases in their standard configuration, so all the rules that normally apply to these, such as the sighting would point on their body to measure from, always works as intended. Okay, some models do not have a base. Many of these are monster/vehicle monsters. Such models have the frame keyword, as do some other large models. Whenever a rule refers to a model's position in relation to anything else on the battlefield, if that model has the frame keyword, unless otherwise stated, measure to and from the closest point on that model. So not necessarily from its base if it has one. When rotating a frame model as part of a move, if that model does not have a base, turn it any amount around its central axis while keeping it. So basically, no real difference in that part. Alright, we've only got one crop of action packs left, covering the Adeptus Sororitas, Ashmataran. Yep. We'll see you then, faithful servants of the God. Corpse. Oh, right, because it's the chaos faction. They wanted to be a little cheeky with it. God Emperor's crossed out, and it's Corpse Emperor now. Yeah, that's a little cheeky on their part. Anyways, we're really only going to take a look and go into a major deep dive onto one of these, and that's going to be the Emperor's Children. I might take a look at the others and see what we think. So what's new? Elegant Brutes, Frenzied Host, Spectacle of Slaughter, Court of Phoenician. Oh, so they made a change to the Court of Phoenician. Defiler is also getting a change. Rules updates is at 9, so we'll just go ahead and drop down. Down to here real quick. Nothing's really highlighted because this is the first iteration of the faction pack, earlier with new revision designs. As such, all of the following content should be regarded as new, and individual containers is not highlighted. So yeah. Oh god. Okay, I need to do that. Alright, Carnival of Excess changed to Emperor's Children model only. I suppose I should get my handy dandy phone up to see like some of the changes that they actually did. So I guess we'll look at Carnival of Excess first. This is the enhancement. Before model only once per battle run, you can target one friendly Slanesh unit within 6 of the okay, so that's basically getting changed to -1, so that way if you want to do the increase and do the other variation, so that way the heroic just isn't a free strat, so you still have to spend a CP if you want to do the higher cost variant. Go to the conceded detachment, armor appearance stratagem. Yep, that's basically changed to until the attack is officially over with. That activation of attacks, target figure stratagem, target from change from 9 to 8 to coincide with the whole new deep strike mechanic. Faultless opportunist appears as placement, can target with the heroic stratagem regardless of any other uses of that stratagem this phase. So basically meaning you can use it even after somebody else used it. And once again, just reducing the cost. Rapid evisceration, onto the next stratagem. When and target sections change to when end of the fight phase, target when a chosen unit, army that destroyed an enemy unit this phase, and one friendly transport is able to embark with it. Alright. Oops. What was the wording changing of that? This is in Mercurial Host. Rapid Evisceration. On to the next. So before it was one ever chosen unit from your army that destroyed an enemy unit this phase, and one friendly transport it is able to transport. It is able to embark with it. Yep. And the fight phase that doesn't change. Target one ever chosen unit. Yeah, no real changes to this. Mechanized murder. Detachment rule. Emperor's Children model from your army makes an attack. If it is transport model or disembark from a transport, this turn reroll a hit roll of 1 and wound roll of 1. That really hasn't changed unless it's Jojen. You can make a surge move up to D6 if your unit is not your army's favorite champion. This is Vengeful Surge. And your unit can make a surge move of up to D6 if your unit is not your favorite army's champion. You can reroll the dice to determine the distance of the surge move. Okay, they shortened that up because the whole surge mechanic is now being all rolled into one. You have to surge to the closest enemy unit. All right, refusal to be outdone. Stratagem when your charge phase, when a friendly Emperor's Children character unit within 12 of an engaged enemy unit declares a charge. Within unit, you can re-roll the charge rolls. You must end that that charge move engaged with one or more units because you no longer really need to end base to base anymore. Data sheets, chaos spawn in your opponent's move phase, change to 8, then you go inside once again with the whole deep strike mechanic, chaos terminators. Change to in your shooting phase after this unit has shot, you can use this ability. If you do, select one enemy unit by those ranged attacks until the end of the turn. When this unit declares a charge, this unit cannot unit can re-roll that charge. This unit must end that charge move. A little bit of a typo there. This unit must end that charge move engaged with that enemy unit. So their change to that is, unlike Ethan and Sean, it's not a there is no clause of if possible. It's roll that charge. If you do not reach the number needed for that, you automatically fail. You cannot move anywhere. Ethan and Sean, on the other hand, his has the clause of if possible, because his rewording is now let's go. Go ahead and go to Sean real quick. Yeah, Ethan Sean 51. Oh god, loading up, loading. There we go. Oh, I guess we gotta go up. Okay, yeah, Sean's ability is in your command phase. You can select one enemy unit from your opponent's army until the start of your command phase. Each time that Astartes unit from your army declares a charge while it is within 12 of that enemy unit, you can reroll the charge roll, but you must declare that enemy unit as a target of that charge if possible. So which means if you don't reach the number, it's not possible to select them as a charge target. So you can actually just go to another unit. You can actually select another unit. Once again, I'll reiterate this neat little mechanic here is you can move your units just within 12 of the selected target. Just within 12, select them as a target and charge the reroll, and you basically get a free reroll. And if you roll that 12 and you don't want to hit that target, you can just reroll it so you don't get the 12, and then pick whatever unit is within 12, within the another unit within the roll. So it's not a auto fail for his charge. Yeah, it's no longer an auto fail for the charges. It's if you reach that number, you have to charge that charge the selected target. But because of the if possible clause, it's not just a auto fail on that charge. Here, it is basically an auto fail if you do not reach the number. So that is a little bit unfortunate. And then flawless blades, melee weapons, change attack 4. Yep, that hasn't really changed. Adding hologram. Each time this model makes a normal move, advance, or fallback move, it can move over sections of terrain features that are 4 inches or less in height. No real changes there. Helldrake, movement changed to 12, save to 3+, and OC to OC dash. Oh. Keywords rude aircraft. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Oh, well. On fractures, melee weapons, power sword, strength 5. No, yep, that's tormentors, melee weapons, power sword, chance 5. Yep. Chaos Land Raider and Chaos Rhino keywords sections add frame. And then while using Coterie of the Conceited, if my warlord is not on the battlefield, can I use Unbound Arrogance? Yes, that's no change there. While using the Carnival Access attachment for the purpose of the demonic card rule, my unit. Yep. Okay, so there's essentially all of that. There's all of those changes. So I do like all the changes. Yep, the Terminator one, understandable. I actually am perfectly fine with that because when you're going out of, hold on, let me reread that. On Terminator, in your shooting phase after the shot, you can use the ability. If you do, select one enemy hit by those ranged attacks. So it's no longer you need to actually. So actually, this ability is a lot more concise and concisive because before the rule was if you shot all the guns you selected to shoot at that one target, you can make your reroll. Now it's you can shoot wherever you want and then select the unit, select one unit hit by your attacks to have the rerolls on charges. It's no longer you have to shoot everything at that one target. It's just any target that was hit you can select for a reroll. So if you like land within 8 of like maybe 2 units and you fire everything but one gun at one target and then basically one gun at another target, you end up wiping the one squad. You will have another charge target another target you can select for a charge, which is fantastic. Because yeah, before it's in your shooting phase, each time this unit is selected to shoot, if it makes one or more ranged attacks and all of those attacks target the same enemy unit until the end of the phase, each time this unit declares a charge, if that enemy unit is a target of the charge, you can reroll the charge. Now it's in your shooting phase, if the unit is shot, you can use this ability. If you do, just select one enemy. It's not, you have to shoot it yet. You don't have to shoot everything. I know. Okay, I just repeated myself. But you know what? That's fine. That's awesome. I like that. And with the Terminator detachment, that makes things so much easier because you ingress them onto the field. They get their +1 to charge. So essentially, your turn, you get them within 8 of another, within 8 of a unit. When you maybe 2 units you want to charge, shoot one to death, and then charge the other. Perfect. Awesome. I will take it because now you no longer need to roll a 9. You're still a little bit high, but you just need to roll an 8, but you have a reroll on the charge, and that is awesome. So let's actually go ahead and look at these attachments. Starting with the very Terminator detachment, Elegant Brutes. We know that the average Trojan is set up. So from my understanding, we don't quite have the exact ruling on transportations yet. If disembarking is considered a setup, which I'm pretty sure it is. So basically, roll them forward and a Land Raider, pull them out, and boom, they get a +1 to charge. Deep strike them, they get a +1 to charge. So yeah, the original, the enhancement that we got was ferocity unit only. This unit's attacks have the sustained hits, which is great. And then that's only per Terminator squad, so you basically can take 3 units of Terminators and upgrade all of them. They all get the same hits. However, there's now the enhancement cacophonic accompaniment, and this is for the Lord Cacophonous model only. This gives him the deep strike, and this unit's ranged attacks have ignored cover. Oh, right. I almost questioned that for a second, but then I was like, no, because I was like, wait, his attacks already ignore cover. No, the Terminator's attacks do not ignore cover. So literally, this is making a Terminator squad into a semi noise marine squad with power weapons. And oh my god, I actually really like that. Because it was always so weird that the Cacophonist can actually attach to a Terminator squad, but yet he did not have the Deep Strike keyword. This gives him the Deep Strike keyword and allows him to essentially give the Terminator squad, it's like, hey, you're a suboptimal noise marine squad that can actually charge and do some combat damage. I like that. I really like that. So this makes me actually want to play this in make it to. Man, now I want to build my Terminators up real quick. This is awesome. I love this. I really love this. Now, the original detachment that we were aware of. The original stuff that we were aware of. Okay, back to New 40K. Emperor's Children. So we were already aware of the Warp Plunge, which basically puts your Terminator unit back into the Deep Strike. We now have the other two, Delight in Agony. When your opponent's shooting phase or the fight phase, when an enemy unit targets a friendly Emperor's Children unit, that Emperor's Children Terminator unit, okay, attacks that target your unit with a strength greater than your unit's toughness, -1 to wound. Okay. Might be a touch difficult because there's not a lot of infantry weapons that are higher than strength 5. So it's mostly like, okay, my big tank's gonna shoot at your Terminator squad. Okay, cool. So you literally have to waste a tank shot at the Terminator squad. Light in Agony basically protects them. Now there's also a Psychedelic Soul Frame. In your shooting phase or the fight phase, when a friendly Emperor's Children unit, Emperor's Children Terminator unit is selected to attack. The Emperor's Children Terminator unit, obviously, your attacks have +2 strength, which gives them a big punch up. Because the standard attacks for a Chaos Terminators. Let me go ahead and just delete something real quick. Add a Chaos Terminator squad. So, like, basically a paired weapons. The standard is strength 5. It's only going to do 1 damage, but so with this strategy, put that into a 5-3-7-2-1, and it has twin linked. It's not a very good weapon, but the fact that it has twin linked makes it a lot better. It allows them to actually punch up. So any tougher units, say Victrix Guard or Gravis units, they can actually get in there and not worry too much about it. And the fact that, and they would get, we're more than likely going to add this Frenzied Ferocity to give the Terminator units sustained hits, because the Lord Exultant only gives sustained hits on ranged attack. So, it's still a little awkward to add the Lord Cacophonous to a Terminator squad, so you're probably not going to end up doing that unless you give him the enhancement. I just don't see this being fairly good, so you're still going to add the Cacophonous to a noise marine. So there's that. And then you have so it's shooting or fight phase will add 2 strength. So they're very combi weapons or combi bolters will actually get +2 to their strength. Oh, they don't get combi weapons. They just have combi. Oh, oh no, they can get combi. What? Oh, right here. So make it into a strength 6 weapon. It can actually start wiping out some horde squads fairly easy. And then your power fist weapons, turning those into strength 10 weapons, can actually punch into tanks now. And with the sustained hits, it's giving you extra hits on those attacks. So this attachment, I can see this going not into Peerless Bladesman because, well, maybe Peerless Bladesman, because if that's going to be the case, then we wouldn't take Frenzy Ferocity anymore. We would not need to worry about that. We would not need to worry about this. We'd basically just take it for the whole Delight and Agony, add all the strategies, giving them extra utility, extra punch, which would be great because the Peerless Bladesman gives them either lethals or sustains on the chart. And a lot of times we'll probably take lethals, but we may still end up taking sustain as well. So actually, no. We probably still would take this, and we just choose lethals and choose lethal. So yeah, this actually still work pretty good in Peerless Bladesman, giving them the whole lethal sustain wombo combo. So like a standard chaos unit will probably have one, essentially the sergeant, the Terminator champion having the parry cursed weapons. And then 3 having the fists, which are 3, 3, 8, 2, 2, and then 1 having the chain fitness, giving them 3, 4, 8, 2, 2, base and put anti-vehicle 3+. So they would actually be able to punch up against vehicles a lot better now. So this actually makes Terminators so much more impactful, giving them that punch up, being able to actually hit squads, deal with horde squads, due to the fact that they will have sustained hits, and it would be a little awkward giving just a touch awkward, giving them the frenzy ferocity. When they have the Reaper autocannon, which is 4 attacks, devastating wounds, but they have sustained hits 1. They already have sustained hits, and stacking abilities don't stack. So it would be a little awkward, but I say it would probably still be a fairly decent conclusion. Because the Reaper autocannon is at 4 attacks at 3711. And then their strat here, second puts it to 43911. So kind of able to hit against rhinos, most transport fairly decently, and end up hitting a lot of infantry units on too. So completely still able to actually just wipe out a bunch of squads. So I actually do like the Terminator. I do actually like the Terminator detachment. It's fairly decent, fairly straightforward, and gives the Terminators a lot more utility use and makes me actually want to play Terminator. Probably in Peerless Bladesman, really. I can see I can see Coterie the Conceited, or not Coterie, because Coterie is 3 points, so unfortunate. Coterie still, I would say, is probably probably the best attachment, and will remain so. But with this whole combination of detachments now makes things so much more impactful and more understanding. So this being played in Peerless Bladesman and Court of the Phoenician. I can see it being played in Court of the Phoenician because well, maybe not so much Court of the Phoenician, because that's more for charges, and this army definitely wants to do charges. It definitely wants to charge you. But with the whole Frenzied Ferocity enhancement upgrade for Terminators, gives them that more of a punch up against vehicles, and capability of just wiping out standard infantry squads. Now it does hold on. Actually, thinking about it, doesn't Fort also increase the AP of the weapon by one as well? For the Phoenician stratagems. Close quarters excruciation. Okay, so 100% chosen unit from your army that has not deflected to this phase within 12, improve the strength and armor penetration by 1. So actually, close quarters, if you don't want to use psychedelic soul frame, and you can use this for when they make the charge, you can actually use close quarters excruciation, increase the strength of your bolters all by 1. So that way they're all now wounding standard infantry on 3s and giving them an AP 1. So, and then having a confidence with your whole squad, allowing them to essentially ignore covers, though I'm not sure exactly how good that's going to be. They will already have sustained hits on their attacks, because you're more than likely giving them this upgrade anyways. Excuse me. And then the psychedelic soul frame will primarily just be for when you're making your chart, when you're doing your fights with your Terminators. That I love. But the cacophonous, the cacophonous enhancement is a bit of a hit or a miss for me. It's a bit of a hit. Yeah, it's a bit of a hit or miss. I do like the war plunge, which basically means like, because if you don't want to actually take the Lord Cacophonous, if you do want to make just your Terminator squad bait primarily a shooting unit, you can just like land them onto the field and just say, okay, we're gonna shoot you to death. Okay, cool. Now uppy. But I think we're still just going to do just a standard 5 Terminators with the Frenzied Ferocity instead of a Lord Cacophonous in the squad. Because we're not necessarily trying to shoot our opponents to death. We're wanting to charge them to death. So there's that. So I actually really like the Elegant Brutes. I like this as the decent. It's actually a pretty decent inclusion to Court of the Phoenician, and a very good combination with Peerless Bladesman. What else is fairly good with your shooting phase? So now we actually got two strat. If you go to the court, we now have 2 strats that essentially decrease the wound roll by 1 with the same thing if the strength is higher in the shooting or fight phase, right? Shooting or fight phase, yep. Prideful superiority, when a unit from your army until the end of the phase. This one is 2 CP, basically giving you free rerolls on the hits. So that's actually pretty good. Continuous breach, basically demons able to go through walls. That's pretty much a useless stratagem now. I'm hoping that actually gets changed, because I'd rather just spend the 2 on a fly unit and just go over, so I can just go over the wall. The only unit that's going to end up being fairly decent on is if I do a standard Foot Demon Prince and Mauler Fiend. And the Foot Demon Prince isn't really used very often, It might be used in Court of the Phoenician because of the enhancement that increases the strength, but that's really the only time I can see that officially being used. In close quarters, we already talked about that. Euphoric Inspiration. Charge phase. Until the end of the phase, you can reroll charge rolls for friendly and for children unit within 6 of the demon that you select. So that's okay. And then Catalytic Stimulus, basically a surge. You don't have to lose models, you just have to lose wound. And that actually could be fairly decent on the Terminator school. So essentially, they get hit with the Catalytic Stimulus, they get hit, you can Stimulus. You still have to roll for it. Yeah, you still have to roll for it. Unfortunately. But you could still attempt possibly get into range of engagement range of another unit. So I like Elegant Brutes. It mixes fairly okay with Court of the Phoenician. Mixes very well with Peerless Bladesman due to the fact that you can give them both the sustained and lethal wombo combo. Lord of Cacophonous kind of just gives them a little bit of an edge, but I still don't see you adding Lord of Cacophonous to a Terminator squad, even if he does have Deep Strike. So take that as you will. So I like this. Next one, Frenzied Host. This is the battle line, right? Okay. Emperor's Children battle line unit is selected to make an advance or a fallback move that unit's attacks have. No, so when they advance, it's +1 to the strength until the end of the turn for their attack. And note, it does not say melee. It just says attack. So their bolt pistols now actually have a +1 to their hit, +1 to their strength. So they can actually gun down some infantry unit if they so wish, which is awesome. Has the host tag and cannot be taken with another host attachment, so I don't know which one's actually a host. I'm gonna guess possibly it's either Carnival or Slaanesh Chosen. I'm kind of on the guessing that Carnival of Excess is a host. We still don't know what is what. So take everything what I say with a grain of salt. Some of this stuff is not able to attach with one or the other. Court of the Phoenician may also be like a host attachment, but Mercurial Host. So this could actually also be a host attachment. So we may not be able to actually implement it with Mercurial Host at all. So for right now, it looks like Fearless Bladesman and Court of the Phoenician are the top 2 attachments you want to add this stuff to. So, battle line unit, when they make an advance or fallback, they get +1 to their strength, which is great. Now the enhancements, what we already have for that is Howling Blade. It will exalt him plus unit's range attack and +1 AP. So, like if you want to attach it to a Tormentor squad, that's fine. Gives the Tormentors an extra punch, a little bit of a punch. Not great. Well, I mean, it's not great. It's good, but not great. Also, I suppose I should send this over to the Warhammer section. Boop. All right, there's that. So yeah, so essentially it gives them just a small punch up. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have one more than Death Guard. Death Guard's been out a lot longer. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How did the Emperor's Children have one more detachment than all the than a lot of the world eaters as well. Did like not? Okay. Oh well, I guess because some of the detachments are actually like reworked into smaller detachments, so that's probably why. So, Emperor's Children actually has more detachments than all the other Chaos factions, aside from Space, the General Space Marine, Chaos. Anyways, the other euphoric crown Lord Exam this model's melee attacks have +1 strength. Okay. What? Okay. So I'm gonna give my power spear basically +2 to the that enhancement essentially gives my power spear +2 to its strength, because he's going to charge and he's going to advance. He has this that already gives him, because he's attached to a battle line unit, +2, putting it at +9. Then he charges, and because it's a letters lance on the key, the lance keyword on the weapon, he then gets a third +1 to the strength, making it a +10 to his. Oh my! What? Wow, that is actually kind of terrifying. That's terrifying. That is extremely terrifying. Because he's attached to the battle line unit, which gives him the battle line keyword. Because this does not say battle line models, it's the battle line unit. So, Lord Exultant will get the +1 to the strength when he advances, when he falls back, and when he charges, because of the whole power spear, giving him +1 to the strength. So it'll go straight up when he makes a charge. And in a turn, he's going to have +3 to his power spear. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, Mastercrafted Power Spear. Oh, Phoenix Power Spear. Its standard is 52722. This advance puts it into 52822, and then this enhancement puts it to 52922. Then he charges, because it has lance, 5210222. So he gets a massive punch up. Yeah, this gives him a massive punch up to his power spear. And that's insane. And then there's his Rapture Lash. Standard is 42411. However, him falling back / advancing, which he will pretty much almost every turn, it's gonna go 42511, and then that's it. Yeah, he'll just go up by, and then this enhancement will actually put it to 42611. So he's actually something like basically Tyranids, or most Tyranids, battle line infantry and guard sisters. Probably that's like sisters in general, even Tau infantry. So other than Space Marines and Custodes, most infantry, he's going to be hitting on 2s. On everything. No, wounding on 2s, because his Raptor Lash will end up becoming like a strength 6. So one model is straight up just going to be powerhousing through models with impudence. Okay, this is actually unique pose. Wow, that is insane. Then there's okay, so Possessive Mania, battle line unit, attacks target unit. Basically, a armor contempt for battle line, which is actually fairly good because now with this, you're basically taking 3 units of infractors and attached with a Lord Exalted, and then maybe a Tormentor or 2. So we got Peerless Bayman, which is Parry Your Asset, and Coterie the Conceited, which is Purge the Foe. Now, in all honesty, I could see this going more for Coterie the Conceited because Coterie... Wait, hold on. Hold on. Oh my god, Coterie, or Court of the Phoenician, increases the strength and AP of his weapons by 1. So that Power Spear now goes to strength 11. That Power Spear now goes to strength 11. And the whip goes to strength 7 at 2-1 at 2 AP. Power Spear at 3 AP, and then you trigger his birthday. Now goes to 4 AP, basically saying, hey, this unit no longer gets a save. Okay. That works for me. That works. That's okay. Court of the Phoenician is actually looking like my go-to. Court of the Phoenician mixed with Frenzied Host is looking like my go-to detachment. Like, good God. What? I haven't even gotten to the other stratagems yet. Huh? So yeah, we're looking. So I think Emperor's Children is looking fairly good. Okay, so let's just go and look at the other stratagem. Agonizing Cacophony. Starting your shooting phase, one friendly Emperor's Children battle line unit. Select one visible enemy unit. That enemy unit has a +6 detection range, so putting it from 15 to 21. So that's decent for essentially like your Defiler or your Noise Marines, basically saying, hey, everybody can shoot now. So that's fair. That's okay. So essentially, look, this is definitely looking like you're taking 2 units of Tormentors now, be saying, hey, it's like I'm gonna shoot them, and we're gonna go from there. Though I don't know how often this is going to actually do this, because a lot of times my Noise Marines are essentially getting in close quarters already, especially for the enhancement for the stratagem, the close quarter stratagem for the Court of the Phoenician. So there's that. Absolute sensory overload. So this, yeah, but this is mostly good for Defilers, because they don't want to. They're okay in melee, but they mostly want to stay in long range. Now, absolute sensory overload. Shooting phase, battle line unit. Okay, so every single one of these. These 2 units. So 2 strats are for the shooting phase only. 1 is for the shooting or fight phase. So absolute sensory overload. Shooting or fight phase. For shooting unit, those ranged attacks do not prevent you from being hit. Okay. Another one of those where I don't know how. So yeah, I don't know how good this is actually going to end up getting. I don't know how useful this is actually going to be. And the fact that this is for battle line units only. This stratagem, this strat, I don't care for. I don't care for this at all. So, Frenzied Host, like everything else, the enhancements, the range attacks enhancement, I don't really care about. Possess Mania, it's actually pretty good because that's going to be your primary focus for your army. And then the Euphoric Crown, that's a straight up banger enhancement. This is great in Fearless Bladesman, giving them that sustain hits and the sustained lethal wombo combo, because Lord Exaltant thing gives lethals, and Fearless Bladesman gives you either lethals or sustain, so you're always going to end up choosing sustain because you already have lethals. A lot of their stratagems. Like cut down the weak, basically allows your unit to make a charge move if a unit your opponent's units fall back. So there's that essentially. Terrifying Spectacle. If it kills an enemy unit, if you kill the unit last turn, on your turn, and then your opponent's command phase, make the strat, everybody takes a battle shock within 6. Yep, 6. So that's fairly okay. Cruel Bladesman. Okay, that's fairly. Cruel Bladesman basically gives if they made a charge move, extra AP. So we have 2 strats now that give extra AP. They don't, now reminder, they don't stack, so you can actually still just basically pick 2 units to give extra AP on. Okay, that works for me. No, never mind. This is sorry. I looked at AP, it's like, okay, they get extra AP. No. How about I turn my Lord Exalted into an AP 5? It's now making Dreadnoughts and Costellos look at it and go, what are we doing? So yes, they have a fork symbol, but it basically just says to like Dreadnought saying, hey, you, and Dreadnought and Large Tank saying, hey, you don't get a save. You take all the damage that I just dealt to you. Because now, with how this is working, you're going to be wounding on 3s and 4s. On larger vehicles, you're wounding on 3s and 4s. With rerolls to 1s, because they're attached to an Infractor Squad, or full rerolls, 2 wounds anyways, 2 wounds. Full rerolls 2 wounds if that unit is on an objective. And a lot of times, it's going to have that. So, yeah, I'm just gonna casually hit your repulsor executioner with a 5 with 5 attacks hitting on 2s with strength 11 at 5 AP. Frenzied Host is looking like the go-to. Now, I haven't really looked at a lot of the other detachments, but I'm guessing that it will still be fairly good in a lot of the other detachments. Maybe Rapid Evisceration, basically allowing them to already, allows them to essentially get out of a transport and make rerolls to reroll 1s to hit and wound. They'll already have the rerolls to 1 for the wounds, but having that reroll 1s to hit, it's actually great. A lot of their other stuff. Whenever to the unit from destroy enemy unit that is not basically pop back into a transport. That seems fairly decent. Emperor's Chosen Transport. If it has Tormentors, sticky and objective, that's okay. Dynamic breakthrough. Vehicle onto the end of the phase. Determine the model in your room makes a move. You can move through enemy vehicles, including monsters and vehicles. When okay, all right. When doing so, it can move within engagement range of such models, but can't end it. That's actually fairly okay. There's a stratagem for the next one we'll be looking at here in a second that basically gets all its plates out of it. Ceaseless onslaught. What is this? It's just a moving phase. Okay. Emperor's Children transport. Made a normal until the end of the phase. Your Emperor's Chosen unit is eligible for further charge. So basically, if the transport made a move, any kind of move, and then you disembark, your Emperor's Children unit are eligible to make a move. Reactive disembarkment. Transport from your army that was selected. I'm gonna one more of those attacks. If it's destroyed, if that transport is destroyed, basically they can just get out. Only within 6, and they don't need to take the desperate escape, the hazardous stuff. And they wouldn't be considered battle shock, which is great. And then outflanking strike and restricted up to 2 chosen dedicated transports, basically uppy damage for transports. As long as they're within 9 of the of a battlefield. So. Rapid administration seems pretty good. Slaanesh is chosen. That one's still probably kind of the worst one out of the bunch. Carnival of Excess. Carnival of Excess could actually be considerable and considered because they do have some battle line units that they can use, and they can't advance in charge because they're not Emperor's Children unit. Keyworded, there are legions of excess keyworded, but there's a stratagem in here that gives those units eligibility to advance in charge, and they would get the effect of fanatic focus, which is nice. But the two detachments that are primarily looked at is Court of the Phoenician and Peerless Blazeman, and I'm looking at Court of the Phoenician to be like my go-to detachment now, because Frenzied Host makes things just hit. It makes things just hit. Peerless Blazemen could still be functionally good, but I'm kind of looking at Court of the Phoenician as the primary detachment that I kind of play. Court of the Conceited may still end up being like probably one of the better ones, but I think Frenzied Host and Court of the Phoenician being, I'm actually seeing that as the kind of the go-to detachments now. These are like these two. I'm not sure how much I'm going to like these, but it'd still be really good. Now, for the final detachment of the Emperor's Children, Spectacle of Slaughter. All the blades have fights first. Don't care about that. We were already told about both of these. One was in the article, one was in the video. One gives +2 to movement, the other gives protection from snap shooting, which both are actually great. They would love that extra 2 to movement. That's fantastic. Protection from snap shooting, also fantastic. Basically, they can just get out in the open and towards their target and be like, "You can't shoot me, you can't shoot me because I get to charge you, and I want to charge you." So there's that. Now, what we already have for detachments is single-minded strike. What we know is they can basically move your charge phase. When you make a charge, when you select that unit to charge, they're allowed to charge. So you select them as charge, you roll your dice, see what you get, and if you can select a unit, you can that's past a group of units, or maybe even within, you can literally just go, I'm going to pick those 2 units as a charge move, select those 2 units as my charge, and before you make your charge move, use this strat to allow them to actually charge through those models into the vehicle or the unit that's got screened out from you charging that unit, so allows them to actually get in there, do their stuff. Now that's single-minded strike. Everything else is perfectly fine. Fights first, meh. Honor is for fools. What are you? Fight phase with a friendly flawless blades unit. Collective fight, obviously. Flawless blade unit, obviously. The unit's attacks have. Oh. Oh. Okay. I'll take it. Okay. So, actually fairly decent. I actually like that. I actually don't mind that. I actually don't mind the single-minded strike. That's fine. Intoxicated pipe. So yeah, like if you want to just snipe out a character that's been causing like nuisances, like maybe Crow or maybe a captain, that's just, or maybe even a sister's character that's just been like more involved. It's like Vol's been having just causing me so many issues. Just strike down Vol. I don't know. Let's see. Intoxicated by Triumph. Your opponent's movement phase when an enemy unit that was engaged with a friendly Flawless Blades unit ends a fallback move if that Flawless Blades unit is unengaged. Your unit can make a normal move of up to D3 plus 3. Huh. 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 This basically says no, it's not. No, it doesn't say that Flawless Blades unit, just a friendly Flawless Blade unit. So either them or a Flawless Blade that was in phase when an enemy unit that was engaged with a friendly Flawless Blades unit. Oh no, yeah, that Flawless Blade unit. So never mind. So they fall back from your blades, and you're like, I don't want to get shot. I'm gonna move this way. Bit of a reactive move. I actually like that. I like that. Ooh. A neat little thing you could do here is, like if it's a Space Marine unit, they're only gonna move like maybe 6 inches. Roughly. They'll actually like move out of the way. You can use a reactive move to essentially possibly and get into like a safe spot where you're not going to get shot, and then at the end of their charge phase, you can actually go ahead and use the heroic intervention and have your Flawless Blades charge that unit. And be like, you don't get out of this today, bucko. Oh yeah. However, I think Spectacle of Slaughter, I like the enhancements. That's fine. Fights first is really basically a it's basically an ability that gives you a free interrupt, which is nice. But at the same time, it's kind of a lot easier to work around now. Honor is for fools. I actually like. Single-minded strike is okay. That's fine. It's not gonna come off very often, I don't think. Intoxicated by Triumph is a nice get out of dodge mechanic. So that's fine. I think I'm okay with. I think I'm okay with that. Okay, let's see. Code of the Venetian. Let's see if there's any changes to it. Alright, so units from your army have the following. Each time the unit selects to fight, this uses an immediate charge move. This turn, it can use this ability if it does until the end of the phase. This unit cannot target a unit it was within engagement range of at the start of the turn. Obviously, oh, I just realized what this ability actually entails. So, like, if the unit falls back, you heroic, you can't get this ability because you were engaged with that unit that fell back. So you wouldn't be able to do that. Okay, that's fairly okay. Cannot target a unit that was targeted by another unit's attack this phase. Improve the strength and armor penetration. Okay, no changes there. Once per turn, once per battle round. When you target Fulgrim unit from your army with this Sinuous Breach or Prideful Superiority. Sinuous Breach, we're never gonna get used again. Cost CP, cost of the use reduce the CP cost of the strat by 1. That's fine. Tears of the Phoenix, like maybe if I want to get that extra 2 inches of movement, which could come in handy, I could just look at the field and be like, okay, well, I guess I'll just use it on Fulgrim because he's really the only one I can use it on. So I don't have to take to the skies. So that's fine. No changes there. Start of the fight. Soul Statement Manifest. Battle Shock. Yep, no changes there. Spirit Sliver. Yeah, no changes there. Any changes to the strats. Continuous Breach. Any changes there. Unemperor's Chosen Demon unit from your army that was not been selected to move or charge the space and leave the phase. Makes a normal advance or charge move. It can move horizontally through terrain features. Yeah, no changes. Close quarters. No changes. Yeah, no changes. Here's the Defiler. Advanced fallback move. You can move through models, excluding Titanic models and terrain features. When doing so, you move within engagement range. Yep. Basically, that that segment of the wordings no longer really matters because you can now move through engagement range and not having issues. So yeah. My takeaway, Elegant Brutes, absolutely playable. Probably best in Fearless Bladesman. Frenzied Host, probably going to be the go-to detachment, and more or less attached to Court of the Phoenician, as long as Court doesn't get the host keyword. I'm guessing it's not going to, but because it doesn't have host in the name. But my god. This is gonna get nuts. And I'm here for it. I am here for it. I like it. But anyways, chat, it is now time for me to go ahead and get out of here. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the segment of painting the orcs and then looking up the... sorry I didn't really look into a lot of the other detachments. I didn't really take a glimpse into them, but that's fine. You can probably look into those, but Emperor's Children was the one that I was primarily wanting to focus on because that's the army I play. Yeah, Raven Guard, Sisters, Tyranids, and Emperor's Children. Those are the ones I play, and those are the ones I'm primarily going to focus on. I'm actually fairly excited for Frenzied Host. That is insane. Frenzied Host seems insane. and I can't wait for it. So, thank you for watching. Hope y'all have enjoyed, and I shall see y'all next time. Tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, because I'm not donating. I'm not donating any plasma. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. As always, stay active, stay connected. I shall see y'all next time. This is Ercons signing out. Bye, y'all.